Hey y'all, IrixGuy here. Welcome back to another live show, and this is a special live show. This is the Labor Day 2017 edition, and Chef IrixGuy's got a lot of stuff smoking. So without further ado, gonna show off what's on the smoker here. Got some spare ribs, pre-baked, and then they're going to be sauced up, and they're top hickory smoke right now, so they're going to be really good. That's a weird time for a live show, but there's never a bad time for a live show. See a lot of people tuning in live. Again, this is a live event. Chef IrixGuy here smoking ribs. I got some drummies coming out in about 12 minutes. Got to put them in the smoker. Kind of a secret that I do. You can check out my website. It's IrixGuy.com. I like to do a pre-bake, not just for my ribs, but also for my wings. Today I'm not just doing I'm doing drummies. I'm not doing. Let me see my internet connection here. Am I good? Check this out. I had a glitch in my internet connection, but I think, can you see and hear me okay? This is kind of a mobile setup, so I don't know if I've got the same audio and video quality that I would have in the studio. Special live show for Labor Day 2017. Let me get my laptop. Go ahead and share on your social media. If you're watching this at approximately 5:03 p.m. New York City time, this is a live event, meaning that whatever you type within the video's comments, I can see and respond to in real time. So let me get my laptop. I'll be right back. Okay. Got my laptop right here, so now we can get busy with this live show. So without further ado, let me get into live stream here just a second. Got a little bit of just a mild amount of network congestion today, nothing too dramatic. So can y'all see and hear me okay? When I get into this laptop, I'll be able to see the comments better. In the mobile app, it's kind of a weird interface, but I mean, not a bad interface. It's just not as easy to follow the comments. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Just a second while I get into or switch to a different. Okay, yep. Was that Green Hawk Drone guy? I think it was. I recognized. You know, it's funny. I recognized the avatar, and I was looking at the smartphone. I couldn't really read the name, but I saw the avatar right there. So, are y'all smoking anything today for Labor Day? Talking about smoking on the barbecue, obviously. I've got a big, you know, being Chef IrixGuy, I've got a big crew to cook for. So I got that in progress. Trying to get my laptop on down here. I got MacBook Pro 2017, 13-inch. Trying to get it going. Let's see, live streaming. Here we go. So yeah, I got, you know, as I mentioned earlier, if you're just tuning in, I got spare ribs on the grill, and I'm about to put some drummies on there. And I did a pre-bake. You know, a lot of barbecue purists, they would say, you know what, you know, that's unacceptable. You know, you can't pre-bake. But you know, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I think pre-baking is a good thing, especially if you marinate the night before in the fridge, because then your meat is penetrated by all those flavors. It's more tenderized. Then when you pre-bake it, it tenderizes it more, and it you know, penetrates your meat with even more flavors. And then you put it in the smoker, you get the hickory smoke. I mean, it's a process. This is interesting. When I go to, okay, here we go, live event. I think I'm about to get in on it on my laptop because I'm looking up at y'all with the smartphone, but I want to see it in the, okay, here we go. Got a lot of people on here. Okay, I'm going to type welcome aboard. Okay, that's interesting. So, you know, I'm streaming from a mobile device, so I don't have the same interface that I would have if I was streaming from my laptop or my desktop. So interesting. So obviously it is a big barbecuing day. It is Labor Day, and again, I'm going to bring bring that rack over here so y'all can see it again in its full glory. Here, hold on. Does your new MacBook Pro do 4K video editing? Actually, you know, it's funny you asked that. What I've been doing while I've been smoking meats is I've been editing 4K videos on my 2017 MacBook Pro. Now, you know, keep in mind that it, you know, it's not going to be as actually fast. My iMac with Retina 5K display came out of, you know, a year or so ago. It's good for editing, but it, you know, I can watch the videos after I export them in 4K, in true 4K, because the display on it's 5K. Now, obviously, the MacBook Pro, I can perform the edits and I can export the videos and I can upload them to YouTube. But when I watch them, because the MacBook Pro does not have a 4K or greater display, I can't view it from the MacBook Pro in 4K. So I can edit, I can upload to YouTube, and then I can go to a smart TV that's 4K or my iMac 5K with Retina display, and I can use, you know, I can view it in true 4K at that point in time, but not natively from the MacBook Pro. What I've found so far, and check out, I'll be doing a follow-up review so far with the MacBook Pro 13-inch that I use, and you can find it on IrixGuy.com. You know, I've got a blog post, and you can find the exact specs that I've got. I'm happy with it. I didn't want to get a fully loaded MacBook Pro because I've got my iMac for that. So it's kind of a balance between portability. When I'm in the field, this works great for me for 4K video edits. But when I'm in the studio, I definitely prefer the iMac with 5K Retina display. What program do you use for editing? I use Adobe Premiere Pro. That's Gary Bichetti saying that. I use Final Cut Pro 10. You know, a lot of people have mixed opinions about it. People either love or hate Final Cut Pro. And there are a lot of people in the past that used the old version of Final Cut Pro before they came out with Final Cut Pro 10, and they became perturbed when Final Cut Pro 10 came out because it's a lot of drag and drop. You know, it's not the same interface that people were accustomed to with the previous versions of Final Cut Pro. But I love Final Cut Pro 10, and that's the only video editing application that I use. Obviously, for live streaming, I use today I'm using the YouTube mobile app on iOS on the iPhone 7 Plus. But a lot of time, for most of the time when I'm in, well, actually when I'm in a studio for streaming, I use Wirecast, and I've really enjoyed that. And I've got a lot of the new version of Wirecast is coming out. There's going to be some really cool features with it, so I'm super excited about that. Got about 5 minutes. I'm pre-baking my wings. Going to get those good and flavor rich. With a spray. It's a little secret right here. Now this probably isn't approved for a lot of restaurants, but I'm not a restaurant. You know, I'm just an individual, and you can see here I got a squirt bottle. I got 100% apple juice in it. I can go over here to these ribs. Apple juice keeps it moist. It adds color. It adds a little bit of flavor. You know, obviously when you're smoking, it's a slow and low process. You know, you want a low temp. My grill today, I'm ashamed to admit it, I'm a little bit hot on the temp, but I've got them off to the side strategically, so I think it's going to be okay. And I'm keeping them moist and seasoned with the apple juice. No, Final Cut Pro is not free. Final Cut Pro, typically with Mac OS X, unless they change it, I think Mac OS X comes with iMovie. And check the detailed specs, because iMovie has limitations. iMovie has, for example, if you're going to do a video, I don't know what the max duration is, but I think it may be 5 minutes. If you're going to do a longer video, you probably wouldn't be able to use iMovie. You probably got to use Final Cut Pro 10. Final Cut Pro 10, I'll admit. Michael O'Neill, welcome aboard. Hey man, happy Labor Day. What's your favorite drone? My favorite drone on today's date, today being September the 4th of 2017, it would be the Phantom 4. The Phantom 4, if you watch my Epic Drone Show, go to epicdroneshow.com. The intro, the outro to my Epic Drone Show live show, filmed with Phantom 4. I flew it, I filmed it, it looks great in my opinion. Silky smooth video quality, auto mode, none of that tap to focus garbage. You know, just good looking 4K 30 frames per second video. So for that reason, and again, my priority when it comes to a drone, when I say what's a good drone, what's my favorite drone, it's based upon the video performance, the image quality, and also the video stability. So today, September the 4th of 2017, that's my favorite drone. Yeah, you know what, Phantom 3 Pro and Phantom 4, you look at my blog on IrixGuy.com or 400orbelow.com. The Jimmy Cure, welcome aboard. Hey, those butts you were smoking look good too, man. You had the cloud device to monitor the temps. That was really cool. Yeah, so yeah, Phantom 4 is a great drone. Phantom 3 Pro, you know, really good drone. Not a huge difference from a 4K 30 frames per second video quality perspective between Phantom 3 Pro and Phantom 4. Obviously, the Phantom 4 has a better design, a better structural design, a better gimbal assembly. I think this is a superior drone, but you know, at the end of the day, if you're going to look at a video between a Phantom 3 Pro and a Phantom 4, you may find that the video quality and the video stability is pretty much on point. It's hard to, if you threw both videos in front of someone's face, they probably wouldn't be able to differentiate between the two. Green Knock Drone Guy says, do you prefer the Phantom 4 Pro? Actually, the Phantom 4 Pro, I want to love it, but I can't. Phantom 4 Pro tap to focus requirements a little bit much. You know, anytime you're out in the field, obviously you're being safe and responsible. You're following your pre-flight check. Interrupted the connection there, so that was pretty annoying. Yep, there we go. Okay, should be live again. Yeah, so yeah, Phantom 5. You know, again, the Mavic Pro 2, which we have not seen. A lot of people have been confused. They may have felt that that Mavic. Gotta get these. Pre-baked drummies. I didn't do wings and drummies, I just did drummies. Check out my website, IrixGuy.com, for the recipe. I haven't posted that yet, but I will. Honestly, I don't really like the DJI Spark. You know what? I don't really like it either. It's small, but it's not enough. Got my little drummies here. These are not even anywhere cooked, but I partially cooked them in the oven, and I marinated them overnight. Oop. Well, that one's gonna be a goner. Throw that out in the yard. Yep, dropped it on the ground. But you know what? This isn't a doctored up show, so. I had fresh time on this, so you got a lot of fresh time. I'm looking at y'all's comments here in real time on the laptop. Let's see. Drop test, yeah, that drop test failed. I couldn't do that. Put these in here. You know, I like a wing that's it's got a crispy texture to it. Man, I got a ton of wings. Drummies, rather. I didn't do the wings, too. See, what I'll do is I'll let those kind of sit there for a while. Welcome aboard. Let's see, let me kill that. Had some voicemail reminder or something. Okay, so catching up on comments. Sorry, I had to put my wings on the grill. What I like to do is kind of char them on the outside, and then what I'll do is put them off to the side and let the hickory smoke hit them. And as a finishing touch, I'll have my wing sauce. And after they're done, you know, I'll take them in and I'll put them in a bowl and I'll just toss them in that wing sauce. But that's, you know, again, these are going to be videos. This is a live show. This is just part of the live event that you're getting to experience today, kind of a bonus. My hands are clean. I'm a germaphobe. Salmonella is no joke. So I didn't touch the raw meat. And that meat had been cooked for about 35 minutes at a low temp. It's not done. It's not ready to eat. But it was cooked at a low temp for about 35 minutes. Brawls Drone says, hey, Irish Guy, finally managed to catch one of your live shows again. Cheers, man. Welcome aboard. Ron says, hello from Indianapolis. Hello. Welcome aboard. So, yeah, a lot of stuff we're excited about as drone enthusiasts. I mean, it's getting close to Christmas, whatever your holiday season is, you know. I mean, it's the end of the year, it's December, and it's kind of disappointing that DJI has not yet released a new drone. I mean, I can confidently say that the Mavic Pro Platinum and the really enjoy seeing your barbecue pictures on Instagram. Hey man, thanks for your viewership. And again, this is an independent channel, so you know everything you see. It's a limited budget, so you know everything you see. It's just me, you know. Hope you're having a great, safe holiday weekend. Definitely safe. Definitely not driving. By the way, if you're out there, you know, never drive if you've been having a good time, because it's not smart. I'm not driving anywhere. So yeah, Gary says I'm holding off for the Phantom 5. You know, I think that's a smart move. I'm kind of on the fence. I don't know if Mavic Pro 2, which we have not yet seen, don't confuse Mavic Pro Platinum with Mavic Pro 2, because it's not. Rolo says, hey from California, welcome aboard, Rolo. How you doing, man? Yeah, I think Phantom 5 or the Mavic Pro 2 are going to be a game changer. I think with the Phantom 5, we're going to see a radical new design. With the Mavic Pro 2, we're probably not going to see something that radically different if they follow the same path that they did with the Phantom line, but I think we're going to see something that's dramatically improved from a camera perspective. And that's, you know, if they nail that with the camera, I think I'm going to be a Mavic Pro 2 dude. Oh man. I'll get back to y'all's comments. I've got my laptop up, so we'll got to multitask here. Spray some apple juice on. That's how you do it. I mean, you gotta give your give your grills full attention. You really do. Green Eye Drone Guy says looks good. I hope it is, man. It's been a process. Again, pre-marinated in the fridge overnight, pre-baked at a low temp, put it in the smoker, a top hickory. Hope it turns out good. Brawls Drone says, I've just passed a remote pilot course, so I'm flying professionally for the fire service I work for. Much of my knowledge is thanks to your earlier Phantom 3 professional tutorials. Well, hey man, that's quite a compliment, dude. I really appreciate that. That's really cool. Hey man, thanks for the viewership. Again, this independent channel, this is my channel, not part of a multi-channel network, so everything you see here, if it looks kind of bootleg at times, that's fine. It is what it is, and to be able to have a viewer say that it provided value, that's why I do this. So I really appreciate that. Green Eye Drone Guy says, are you a commercial drone pilot? Dude, I just have a good time. Hobbyist having a good time. Obviously not not with this while flying. This is Labor Day special live show, but yeah, so yeah, very cool, very cool. So I've got I think I need to put a little bit more hickory in that, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna let those suckers, because with a wing, thing is with a wing, a chicken wing or a chicken drummy, if you're not a chicken professional, what you may find is that you go into a lot of wing joints. Number one, you go to a place that's sketchy, you're probably going to get a wing that's going to be undercooked, and that is nasty. You can get salmonella, no good there. You go into a place that's kind of okay, you may get a wing, it's cooked, but it doesn't have that texture. With a wing, you've got to have, it's got to be kind of crispy, and you don't have to fry a wing. You can grill a wing and still get that firmness from the chicken. Not overcooked, but you got to have that firm bite, in my opinion. Whether you're doing a fried wing or grilled wing. So what I'm doing, it's super hot. I've got 2 layers on this grill, and you can check out my website, you can find this grill as well. But I've got a side over here that has no wood and no charcoal, which is where I'm indirectly continuing to smoke the spare ribs. But on the other side, it's directly above the coals. So my chicken wings, and you've seen me flip them, what I'm doing, I'm firming up the outside. And after I firm up the outside, then I will put them to the indirect side of the grill, so they don't have the heat source directly below them. And that should enable them to get penetrated with more hickory smoke and just really done to perfection before I take them for a swim in the buffalo sauce. So that's let's see. Gary says, I'm interested in only spectacular smooth aerial photography. I'm not interested in any sport mode. I agree. You know what, sport mode, I did the demo of it just because I had to, because people were like, man, what sport mode, how fast will this go? When I did the Spark, did the sport mode for that. From a video photography perspective, I could care less about sport mode. People did indicate that it could provide value because you want to get out quickly and back quickly. But the trade-off with that is that obviously video quality and photo quality, it's not good, but also battery life. So if you're trying to rush out and rush back, especially out over the ocean, you go out to the ocean the wind's going to be different than it is when you come back. So you need to know, are you flying with the wind or into the wind? Because that's how a lot of people I know have lost their drone. You know, they've gone really far out, not anticipating that when they come back, the wind's going to be in the drone's face. So yeah, I got to flip this. Yeah, learning to become a chef didn't happen overnight. It just takes time. But if you're not patient, man, don't get involved with food. Brawls Drone says, I now fly the fire service Inspire with Zenmuse XT thermal imaging. Very cool. We ordered a Matrice 210, which should be delivered very soon. That'll be interesting to see how that works out. You know, as a hobbyist, I didn't get into the Matrice. It'll be interesting to see what you think about it. Bob Biker 46 says, sport mode filming does have its uses if you use it right. Hey, very true. You know, any feature, if it's nailed, you know, if you nail it to the T with how it's supposed to be used, it can provide value without a doubt. So that's very cool. Man, I feel stupid. I got all this, got these wings and these ribs, and I didn't take the time. To make my homemade barbecue sauce. But what I found is that by marinating and pre-baking my ribs and my wings, that, you know, whether I'm mixing the ketchup and the Worcestershire and the vinegar and the brown sugar and all that together myself, or if I'm just buying a ready-made sauce, if it's cooked properly and if it's marinated properly, you can't really tell a big difference. And the cost savings, I mean, I got some pretty low-end barbecue sauce today I'm going to put on the ribs, but I mean, it's the ingredients that matters, man. I mean, you got brown sugar, you got honey, you got ketchup. You know, it's going to be interesting to see how it turns out. Gary says, they better be good wings. I am from Buffalo, home of the original chicken wings. You know what? You are. And, you know, y'all put chicken wings on the map. Yeah, it's, yeah, you know, I never really ate chicken wings until I was in college. Actually, I went to school with Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, at Auburn University. In Auburn University, they had a lot of good wing joints, late night spots, and that's where I got turned on to wings, and I got addicted, and then I started cooking my own. Brawls Drone says, I hopefully will do some videos on the Matrice when I get it in my hands. Watch this space. Let me sub your channel, man. I'm trying to see if I can do that from this live event interface. I'll do it after the live show. I'll sub you and keep an eye out for that. Because that'll be interesting to see how it performs for you. One thing about barbecue, you got to keep an eye on the time. I mean, like, I'm looking, you know, every few minutes I'm going to rotate those. I don't want to ruin them. Good thing is, you know, you can get the feel for the firmness of a chicken wing or a chicken drummy and not even have to question, you know, what degree of doneness it's at. Obviously, to be safe and responsible, use a meat thermometer. Let me do something pretty cool here. Check out this trick. I'm gonna move all my drummies over to this. I've got 4 grates. Check this out. I've removed a grate. And now I'm gonna put some wood, some hickory down in there. Big old hickory chunks. Get those going, keep the flavor and the temp going. You know, if you want to, you can also add more charcoal, but I've got such a big bed of charcoal down there that I don't care about the heat. What I care about is the flavor, and that's why I'm going for more hickory. Now, you don't want to get too much hickory because you can give it a bitter taste. You don't want that. "100% apple juice." Gonna be good, gonna be good. But see, what's funny when you're cooking for about 20 people, you gotta be spot on. So, you know, even though I'm having a good time doing it, I know when I deliver the product that people will hopefully be impressed. Let's see. Brawls Drone says, "Cool, cheers, bud. We've got some lovely weather here in the United Kingdom this summer. So I've been using my barbecue loads." Very cool. Bob Biker 46 says, "Ribeye, baked taters, and garlic toast on the charcoal grill tonight." Great combination, man. Ron says, "I won Regional Emmy Award this summer for aerial cinematography on PBS. I'm a Part 107 license holder. Love watching your videos. I have some of my videos on my channel." Dude, I'll check it out, man. That's super cool, man. So like you were actually on the actual PBS channel. That's really super cool. Toss me a link if you don't mind, man, on facebook.com/IrixGuy. I'd love to check out the footage there. Yeah, we've got. What is your favorite steak sauce? Well, you know what? That's a funny question. You know, typically, hey, thanks, Ron. Typically, my steak sauce, I like the. You know, a lot of times I don't even put a sauce on it. But I'm kind of a well done dude, which is weird for you know, for somebody that loves steak to do it well done. But I like the flavor and the texture and everything when I do it well done. There's a sauce that I use, and you can find it on my website. It's called Pick-a-Peppa. I may misspell it. P-I-C-A-P-E-P-P-A. It's from Jamaica, and I wasn't introduced to that sauce until I was in Grand Cayman. And I was at an eatery on the beach, and I remember they brought out. It was funny. This waitress, she brought it out. She had a very cool European accent, and I asked her what. It was like this tub. It looked like wasabi, but it wasn't wasabi, and I didn't know what it was. And I said, "What is this?" And in the British accent, she said, "Mashy peas." So it was like peas that were mashed up. So I had those. I had some really good fish. And had this, I don't know why I had French fries with all of that, which was bizarre. But I was really hungry. I wanted something, you know, really filling. And they had a thing of pico pepper on the table, so I dipped my fries in that, and I got hooked. And I use pico pepper on steak. I use it on fries. I use it on pork chops, chicken. It's a very versatile sauce. It really is. I don't know, man. What's your favorite steak sauce? Oh, and number two, I would say there's a place it's in Atlanta, Georgia. It's called Chops Steakhouse. And they bring, I mean, obviously they make their own steak sauce, but man, it is phenomenal. That and Spark Steakhouse in New York, another one of my favorite eateries if I'm not grilling it myself. I'll give you a tip if you're out and you're getting chicken wings in a potentially sketchy restaurant. What I always do, I get the fattest wing, the fattest drummy, and I cut into it first. And if it's not done, I'm not touching any of them. Just a good word of wisdom right there. Yeah, don't eat undercooked chicken or pork. It'll make you sick. You got undercooked pork, you got trichinosis. You got undercooked chicken, you got salmonella. Man, we got a lot of people streaming in here. This is pretty cool. Especially for a Labor Day, man. For a holiday crowd, this is great. I'm gonna get some sauce. Be right back. So like I said, I'm cheating with the sauce today. I'm not doing a homemade sauce. I just got some off the shelf. It's cheap, but I think it's really good. What I always do with my sauce, and again, the flavor is going to come from the hickory, the marination process, the pre-bake. You know, this food's going to be well penetrated with the flavors that I want. What I always do with the sauce, before I put it on my ribs, I make sure it's up to par. So I just get a little sample. This is a clean brush, does not touch meat. I get a little sample of it. Lick it like a cat. Is it sweet? Yep. Is it savory? Mm-hmm. Is it going to complement my meat, or is it going to ruin my 2-day process? I think it's going to accentuate the flavors of the meat. So with that being the case, I'm perfectly confident with using this. You know, when I go to the grocery store, I get the cheapest stuff I can get. I mean, not the ingredients, but ever had smoked hamburgers? Yeah, man, I smoke hamburgers all the time over hickory. Sometimes I'll do them on hickory. Sometimes I'll use applewood. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things to do, man. People think that, you know, you rush through something and you put it on the table, it's going to be good. The bottom line is that if you're planning a meal, you know, if you take your time You know, and you think about the marination, well, number one, you think about the ingredients, and then you think about the marination process, and then you make sure, okay, do I have enough time to accomplish my food goals within whatever, you know, weekend or weekday or whatever. You know, there's a lot of time that goes into it, and the fact of the matter is that if you take your time with food, you can often produce a lot more enjoyable results. And it's the difference between, oh man, that was excellent, versus, oh man, I've never had anything that good in my life. I'll say the best restaurant I've been to in the world was a place in St. Kitts called the Spice Mill. And it was the best because it was so unique. It's not something that I could go out and easily replicate their process. I mean, they had special spices, they had a special preparation, they had special ingredients, this, that, and the other. But it was such a unique harmonization of flavors that I couldn't find that anywhere else. There's a lot of good restaurants in the world. You know, you deal with a steakhouse, this, that, and the other. Typically with a steakhouse, you're going to, you know, you're going to be impressed by the ambiance of the restaurant. It's not, excuse me, it's not necessarily something that couldn't be replicated in one's backyard. But when you're dealing with, you know, really specialty restaurants, there's one that comes into mind. Also, it's called Mama's Fish House in Paia, Maui. That's one of my favorite places. Just the seasoning they use, the freshness of the fish, you know, caught that day. You know, it's hard to reproduce something like that. And then also Zozo's in St. John in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Really good Italian food. Obviously, the ambiance is great. It's in an old sugar mill, so when you're there, you're getting an experience, but you're getting a meal that also would be next to impossible to reproduce. And if you ever go to Zozo's in St. John, the little bread bites they bring out for appetizer, oh man, good stuff. Kind of flip those things around, get a good firm texture on the outside. Ron says it wouldn't let me leave you a message on my Facebook, so I put a link on your Facebook wall. Very cool, man. I'll check it out. Definitely check it out after the live show. I'm going to salt the ribs. Oh yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, I'm hungry too, man. That's the secret though about good food, you know, you just gotta take it low and slow. You know, don't rush. If you're gonna rush, just don't do it that day. You know, wait. Wait for the optimal time. I mean, for me, a good meal, if I'm gonna cook something that's, you know, this low and slow with a, you know, the process like this barbecue here, I mean, I'm gonna plan 2 days where I'm gonna be unavailable, because it's gonna take 2 days to properly execute. And thought about doing culinary school and becoming a full-time food professional, but you know, it's like anything else, you do that and then it feels like work. So for me, good food never feels like work, because it's not my primary profession rather. You know, when you're involved with you know, with social media, and you know, that's your bag of goodness. I don't want to dilute that bag of goodness with, you know, with some sort of job function responsibility. You know, I'm cooking because I enjoy it. Yeah, so this little live stream, I think it's doing pretty well. It's you know, new little kit. You can check out actually the kit that I'm using to stream right now. I'm not streaming from my laptop, but what I'm using to stream, I'm looking at your comments on my laptop because they flash by on the mobile device. But it's my live streaming rig for YouTube Live. So you can check it out on my IrixGuy.com blog. I got a link to all the components there. So I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, if it's providing y'all with decent audio quality and decent video, then that's a good thing. Oh, that was my brush. Don't worry, it's clean. Probably not for a restaurant, but it didn't fall on the ground, so put it back up there. Man, there's trolls for everything. Trolls for food safety, and I've been cooking and eating well for 30 plus years. You know, I've never gotten myself sick from my own food. I've gotten sick eating out a lot. There's no doubt about that. I mean, you know, one of the rules of thumb that I have, especially when I'm in a foreign country and I'm going out to eat, you know, in a lot of these places you don't have, you know, they don't necessarily have a health department. So one of the rules of thumb that I have is that if I'm going out, number one, I look online, social media, what are the reviews of this location, and then I go to the restroom. As soon as I walk in, I go to the bathroom. If the bathroom's dirty, I'm not going to eat there, because if they don't take the time to clean their restroom, their kitchen's probably as bad, if not worse. So, you know, just some words of wisdom there. Good stuff. Ah, good. Man. So, yeah, it's gonna be good. just want to have this live show. I hope everyone is having a great Labor Day. I've got to get into food serious mode, and I've got to, position this food for its finishing smoke, and get ready to get with a bunch of friends and family and eat this stuff. So with that being said, appreciate your viewership. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to do so. It's youtube.com/IrixGuy, and share this video and any of my videos with others. Thanks for watching, and y'all have a good day. Trying to figure out how to stop my... Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. Be safe.